Congress is giving up and they're leaving. I have all the details and what you need to know right here in the video, so let's get right into it. I know in this video, as requested by some of you right here in the community down below in the comment section, I do want to give you an update on what is actually going on with Congress, the Treasury, the administration, and of course the debt ceiling that we've been talking about for the last couple months and is causing a lot of drama as of recently. Now get this, it was about 1 month ago on tax day, April 18th, the Treasury reported they had $252 billion in their coffers. Well, guess what? As of just a couple days ago, it is now reported they have $87 billion left. So in the course of a little bit over 1 month's time, they've managed to spend about $165 billion. Tough life and tough job, right? Could you imagine having that? Oh my, what a bad job. I need to report to work today and spend $165 billion over the next 30 days. Rough life. Anyway, so that is what's going on here. So apparently, according to the Treasury, they only have $87 billion left in their coffers to continue paying all of the bills of the federal government for the next couple weeks here until Congress comes together and raises the debt ceiling or comes together on some type of concessions to do that. So, wow, they really went through that money really fast here. Now, let me point out a line in the sand here. A line that everybody is talking about is number one, June 1st. That's not that far away, right? And then, of course, June 15th as well. Now, the reason for June 15th, that is a major tax day as well. Now, obviously, April 18th this year was the tax day where everybody had to have their taxes in, their payments made, things like that. So they collected a lot of money on that one day. However, June 15th is the next date in which more tax payments are due for a lot of people with estimated taxes and things like that. So as a result of that, they're thinking, hey, if we can scratch this thing out for the next couple weeks here out until June 15th, we'll have another big influx of money coming into the Treasury, and they'll be able to float all the bills there again for a little bit longer until they get more money coming in or they get together on a debt ceiling deal. So here's what it comes down to. Can they scratch out this next $87 billion for the next, call it 4 weeks? Probably not, right? They're just not going to be able to do it. It's just not going to manage, considering they just blew $165 billion in, well, what is it, about 30, what is the date? Like 32 days, something like that. It's not going to happen. It's not going to last that long. So anyway, kind of an interesting thing that's going on right now, right? So with that being said, now let's talk about what is going on with Congress, as well as some remarks out of Kevin McCarthy and the administration about 5, 6, 7 days ago. So I brought this to you in a separate video at that time. They came out and mentioned that they had to have a deal by the end of the week. The end of the week being yesterday. They had to have a deal done by the end of yesterday, or at least an agreement by the end of the day yesterday, to make sure that they would actually achieve the June 1st deadline. Guess what? Just like I said earlier in the week, they weren't going to do it. I said, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 days ago, I was out in a video and I said, they're not going to have a deal. Guess what? No deal. They didn't have a deal. So here we are, and we're getting closer and closer to that deadline. Remember, we have the Memorial Day weekend coming up as well. No work on Monday, right? Well, guess what? Check this out. The Senate is leaving on recess next week. Can't make this stuff up. I mean, seriously, look it all up. If you don't believe me, look all this stuff up. It's out there. Anyway, so they're hitting the hay. No, not hitting the hay. They're hitting the road. Sorry. They're going to hit the hay too. I'm sure they're going to sit there and just sleep or do whatever they do. I don't really know. But yes, they will be hitting the road, and they will be taking off on recess next week. The Senate will be, okay? So, they come out here. Let me throw this out there really quickly. So they come out there all the time, and we hear all these remarks out of people, the sky is falling, oh my, the debt ceiling deal, and all this stuff like this, and we're going to default. If it was that serious, why would they be leaving on vacation? Just saying, okay? If the line in the sand was really that close as Janet Yellen and some of these people are suggesting, Janet Yellen being the Treasury Secretary, if it's really that close, then why aren't they taking it seriously? Again, does some of this not make sense to some people? Again, it's not making sense to me. If it was really that close and this situation was that urgent, I don't know. It would seem to me that everybody should stay there no matter what. If there's a recess written on the calendar, I'm sorry, no play before the work is done. I guess that's my theory in life. If you got work to do the work before you get to play, right? I don't know. I guess that's maybe why they have recess, like in schools, in the middle of the day. You come in, you do some work, and then you get to play for a little bit, and then you have to go back to work. I mean, that's just like life, right? I mean, I think we all understand this. This is pretty basic stuff. We've all been doing this for like our whole lives, right? Anyway, so that's what's going on over there. Now, here's what else is interesting about this. I've seen this popping up in the headlines for a few days now, and it's getting more serious out there. But I saw this first mentioned maybe like, 2-3 weeks ago or something like this. It was brought up, and then it kind of disappeared. But as of the last few days here, I've been seeing this come up a lot, which is some senators and some lawmakers are suggesting nobody in Congress gets paid until they get their work done on the debt ceiling deal. I like it. I think a lot of you here in the community also like this. I've seen this down below in the comment section as well. Some of you here in the community are suggesting no pay for lawmakers until they get their work done. Again, I like it. Why should they get paid? You get paid for the work being completed, right? I mean, that's just basic life again. You go and report to a job, you put the time in, you get the work done, and you get paid for the work that you've done. Well, if Congress doesn't get the work done, why should they be getting taxpayer dollars? You know what I mean? Again, super basic stuff here, right? We are the ones paying their salaries. So I'm not sure. Should we be the ones, digging in our pockets, pulling out our hard-earned taxpayer dollars to pay them so they can run off on recess? I don't know. Just saying, right? So these are some of the weird things that are going on out there. This is really what's happening here. But when it comes down to the debt ceiling deal, let's just say this much. Now, again, they said that they were supposed to have a deal done by yesterday. Didn't have it. Not happening, okay? Didn't happen like they said it was going to. So does this mean they're going to miss the June 1st deadline? Well, at the pace that they're going right now, they easily could, especially if they don't have a deal done this next week here sometime. The likelihood of them missing the June 1st deadline is probably very likely then, okay? Does it mean that they're going to be fresh out of cash on June 1st? No. This is kind of a sliding scale, okay? Nobody really, I'm sure there's somebody out there that knows the date, in which this thing would be, kind of imploding onto itself, as in the exact date in which the Treasury would be totally out of cash. But here's the thing. There's kind of a sliding scale. They're basically saying it's anywhere between about June 1st and about June 8th. Okay, so that's kind of the window that they're giving. However, if they can somehow scratch this thing out until June 15th, well then guess what? Now the timeline goes all the way out until mid-July, possibly even early August, okay? So as you can see here, this thing is really changing on a regular basis here because it all depends on, can they manage that $87 billion for the next couple weeks here? And if they can play their cards right out until mid-June, well, then they get another about a month time frame because they get that another huge influx of cash from tax revenues coming in yet again, okay? So that's what it comes down to. Anyway, I know that a lot of you here in the community are very concerned about your fixed income benefits. I literally see this in the headlines multiple times every single day. Depends who you listen to, depends who you, what you want to look up on this stuff, but I see it in the headlines every day. One side says, fixed income benefits are going to be ending. And then the next person says, don't worry about it. There's a law in place. They have to. They're obligated to, okay? I've been out in a couple videos here over the last probably week and a half, maybe the last 10 days or so. I've been out in 2 separate videos talking about this. There's a law from 1996 that states, by the way, let me say that again. 1996, Section 1145, protecting Social Security and Medicare trust funds, okay? Look it up if you want to read about it. You'll be snoozing in no time. Guaranteed. So if you're looking for your afternoon nap material, there you go. Look it up, okay? You'll have no problem falling asleep, okay? Basically what it says, they're obligated to continue paying out benefits, okay? Please don't worry about it. Now again, there's this argument of, well, will payments be delayed? Well, that's the next question, okay? They have the obligation to continue paying them. They will pay them. For sure they will. But then the next question comes in, will they delay the payments, okay? They can still pay them, but maybe they might get delayed. Well, that's a totally different story. There's a major difference between not paying at all and delaying payments, okay? Let's talk about that in a separate video, but right now, let me say this much. Please don't worry about it. Again, please don't worry about it, okay? They will come together on something. We've never defaulted in this country before. Why would this time be the exception? It's not going to be. Highly unlikely. However, there is still the possibility, okay? I don't want to sit here and dismiss it 100% and say, oh, we're not going to default 100%. It's guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed, okay? We can potentially default, highly unlikely, but it's still an option. That is an option. So anyway, wow. Craziness, right? So if you were looking for your afternoon soap opera today, here you go. It's a little short one here, just however long this video is, 10 minutes, 11 minutes. I don't know how long I've been talking for, but there you go. You've got your afternoon drama fest, your afternoon soap opera, and there you go. If you want some reading material, so you can go take a little snoozer after this, pull up section 1145 from 1996, Protecting Social Security and Medicare Trust Funds. Read up on that. And you'll sleep really good. Anyway, enjoy. I hope this one helps you. Again, please make sure to subscribe down below. I'm here for you in any way that I can be to keep you posted on everything going on, keeping you updated with everything going on out there. And anything that's popping up right now, you can possibly grab or take advantage of for the low income, for the fixed income, anything revolving around fixed income benefits administered by Social Security, about 70 million people. And of course, all of you right here in the community. So I've got your back. I'm doing whatever I can to help you out here. Please subscribe down below. Enjoy your day. Take care. Have a good one. And I'll catch you again later in the next episode of Drama Fest 2023. Enjoy. Catch you again later.